He's back again for another exciting show of the WolfRhymes Improv at its finest show. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your host, the king of improv. Or not yet, but he will be. Give it up for WolfRhymes. I am back, talking to you from the Wolf Cave, and this is my gear, but I need money to make it better because this shirt, yeah, it's got holes all over it. So, this is my improv comedy show at its finest. It's been a while since I've done this. You might say, why the fuck am I wearing this shit? Cause I'm trying to set a trend. This hair, this style, follow it. It's ninja style. It's glam style. But, yes, I need new money, because I'm just getting a monthly check because, I apply everywhere and I'm getting paid. My holes, my shirt's just developing more and more holes. Give me a second here. I gotta turn down the music. Okay, so what have I been up to? Why haven't I done an improv comedy show at its finest in a while? Well, the thing is that I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if it's exhaustion. I don't know if it's spirits. I don't know if it's the medication. I don't know if it's not taking the medication. It just happens. That's why I'm tired of a pattern. But I noticed that my freestyles were better when I did this show because my imagination was growing for my sense of humor. So I stopped and I want to get back into it so that my spontaneity increases and my imagination and etc. So what can we talk about on this show? Well, Trump just won. I voted for Trump because of the wall, because of freedom of speech, guns, main ingredients for a bountiful economy. I hate censorship, and here's the thing, I do have wokeness. I've grown up with wokeness, right? But it's never geared to point the people on the right. It's people on the left because they're the ones, right? The rightists are the ones that freed the slaves, The people on the left, they own Hollywood and porn and the entertainment industry, and they over-promoted white people and Jews since the 50s. And especially in porn, you got 90% of all male porn stars are either Jews or Caucasians. Well, you're not supposed to clap at that. Anyway, so yes, they are responsible for all of, the Nazi white supremacist stuff. It belongs to the left. Now, I'm in mirror mode, so you might think this is my right hand. It's actually my left hand, but my right, left, okay? It's mirrored the video. So, yeah, the left are the ones that, they promoted blue eyes in Hollywood and said all kinds of stuff. They basically engineered this white supremacy, and now that it's coming to the surface and people are becoming woke, they're pointing it at the Republicans, the ones that freed the slaves, and that's, far from the truth. It's these Hollywood people, these porn people that should, take the blame, and they should go to hell. But anyway, I've gotten to a point in my life where, I don't want to care about opening my mouth and talking about woke, or taking it to, a political debate, especially, and not even on social media should anybody say things that are woke, because I'll tell you why. Because, whatever's unfair in this life, it's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna ask the government to quantize and measure each little nuance to make everything equal and perfect and fair. That's ridiculous. You're not gonna be able to do that, not even with the highest technology. So instead of complaining and whining and spewing woke things and saying woke things, rely on your higher power. In your own situation, if you experience woke issues, like, let's say you fell in love and you wanted to get married, right? Let's say you wanted to get married 3 times in your life, and you're 40 already, and each time you fell in love and ready to get married, she's a sucker for blue eyes, right? She doesn't notice your eyes. It's like she never says anything about dark eyes. What are you gonna do? Go to the government, tell them to put a chip on her because so she can like dark eyes? It's ridiculous. You can't do that. So the things that are unfair like that, right? Like, that's happened to me. I fall in love with a woman, and it's only happened to me rarely in life. First, Lindsay Lohan. And coincidentally, 7 years down the line, being obsessed with her, she flirted with Eminem, my worst nemesis. Nah, I know that's funny, but it wasn't funny to me, right? And then maybe by the time I got to 2017, one time I was already done with her obsession in 2009. 2017, a new girl came by. Her name was Elbel ASMR. She was single at the time when she was uploading her videos. And then when I kept commenting and talking to her back and forth and falling in love with her and telling her how I felt about her, soon she showed her boyfriend to the cameras. And he doesn't look or act anything like me, so what chance did I have, She got married to him. She had kids with him. And I wanted to quit as soon as I heard that they were engaged to get married. I wanted to just bolt out of there. But see, I think that the universe sometimes, when we develop obsessions or we get addictions or soul ties or stuff like this, it's like the universe is trying to make you look stupid, in front of other people. It's trying to make you look like a fool and just take it, right? So I couldn't quit that love spell that was over me. Eventually, what happened was that, she had 2 kids while I was, I met her when she was single, and within, 3 years, she already had 2 kids. She was married, and then, to piss me off on purpose, she has a threesome on OnlyFans with some other girl and her husband. So, the universe loves to do that kind of shit. But as a comedian, and depending on maybe how destined you are to be a great comedian, you go through the most shit. You start to think, wow, everything's a fucking joke. Even my socks have holes. It's like the universe is just picking out all these different things. And I can choose to get pissed off and cry about it, or I can make a joke about it. So instead of bitching and moaning about it, I will let it grow my sense of humor IQ. And so that was 2 girls I was in love with. They both were suckers for blue eyes. And the third girl, I'm still madly in love with her. I'm trying to get this soul tie out of here, It doesn't happen that easily. She ghosted her audience. Don't know if I should mention her name, but I think you already know. But her name is Sophia. She she also was a sucker for blue eyes, and Chad's because she's in Hollywood. Obviously, she dated. Hopefully, not every Chad in Hollywood. But you can see that this pattern kept recurring. It's a woke issue I have for me, because I don't look or act like any of these guys. I don't want to emulate or have to act like them in order to get laid. The thing about Chads is like they use humor and pervertedness at the same time, thinking that they're funny shit, but they're just fucking disgusting, ear-raping child molesters. I don't like to mix comedy with, overly pervert humor, like disgusting humor, like go to the fucking toilet, you disgusting fag. So it happened 3 times to me, right? These woke issues. But instead of taking it to the government and say, hey Mr. President, I have had 3 love obsessions and they all like blue eyes. Can you do something so that you can make a copy of them, clone them, and make the version that love me, the AI version? It's pretty ridiculous if you ask government or technology to quantize and equalize the playing field. This is why I say it's better to rely on a higher source. Those girls, I chased them. They didn't chase me. Maybe I'll get vindicated. Some I did get vindicated. Elle disappeared after she did the OnlyFans. She went into shame and disappeared and never returned. Thank God. Lindsay Lohan, well, just look at her face. She looks like a crack meth addict now. And Sophia, even though I felt heartbroken because she told me on a DM, she said she loves me in a platonic, non-sexual way. Look, I know I'm not the guy that's in shape, but I was in shape. And I'm pretty sure, when I was in shape, women would not compliment me. I'm practically a virgin. It's like So, here's the thing, like, yes, I've been vindicated every single time. But with Sophia, it's different. I really love her, but at the same time, I might have to just let her go. I have to tell that to myself. Like I said, the government couldn't fix these issues, these woke issues. Technology couldn't fix these issues, but my higher power did. It vindicated me. And on top of that, in the next life, and I think that the judgment falls on everyone. The whole thing. Like at the end of this life to the next life, you will pay for things that you didn't know you did were wrong, right? Me including, everyone. And so some women that want to get vindication on Chad for Chad not loving them as husband and wife, in the next life, Chad will be your simp. And you ladies that said no to me, you will be my simp and I will be your Chad. And I'm not gonna have to be blue-eyed in that world to come. I'm not gonna have to be blue-eyed. I don't have to be 6'6.6" inches height. In fact, the roles will reverse. The 5'7" or the 5'6" is gonna be the golden ratio of beauty. And the 6'6.6" inches man is gonna look dorky, goofy, and ugly, and they're gonna have the smallest dicks. So you see, it's like everything evens out. We have here until infinity and beyond to live infinite lives. If in this life you're not having an affair in some area, let's say for me it's romance, right? I'm not getting the girls I want. Maybe I could get any girl if I want, if I tried, if I had status, money, buy shoes that make me way taller. But, instead of complaining, it's like we've come into the Matrix. And we have to start thinking outside the box. Like, did we just randomly get spewed onto this playing field? Or was there a foundation to the universe and we chose a certain life, right? We chose our strengths, our weaknesses, our pros and our cons, So if that's being said, maybe I chose to be rejected by women so I can get all these talents, and then roast their ass in the end. So, roast them with comedy, roast them with freestyles, and then it's like, because you can't have everything, You're a porn star and you get all the girls, you're a Chad, you don't have any talent, you can't make music. As soon as you are unattractive, no woman wants you anymore because you're 60 years old or 70 years old. That's when those demons are gonna kick in. You're a sex addict, so you're gonna grope, you're gonna rape, you're going to, and then what happens? Just look at Ron Jeremy. Ron Jeremy, the porn star, the most famous porn star. He did 2,000 films with beautiful women, What happened to that guy? Well, he was sentenced for groping allegations and rape allegations against other porn stars. And where did he wind up? 330 years in prison, getting butt fucked. So he's there. Oh, not only that, I forgot. He was kicked out of the prison because he went crazy, couldn't handle it. And they threw him into a mental institution. So now he's gonna have crazy sex with men. So everything evens out in the end, Everyone pays for their sins. And, it's like we don't have to fight so hard, right? We have this life, we have these gifts, we have cons, we have curses. If you focus on the gifts that you have, you're not gonna need anything external. That which is not, it's out of reach. It's almost like a blessing. You won't be distracted by it. And on top of that, look at, man, I've been rejected my whole life with women, even when I was in shape. So I can say this. I can say that I have it better than Chad, and I'll tell you how. Because now I have multiple, girlfriends as AI. As the technology keeps evolving and evolving, eventually we're gonna be able to replace women. And all those women that hit the wall at 35 that can't get laid anymore by any man, right? Live with cats now. And what else? Now they're burning on a flaming bed of fire and rage because now the only talent they have is OnlyFans, masturbation, and let's face it, they're barely making ends meet, or not even that. So you see, it all pays out in the end. Those that were good, I poured my heart and soul into so many songs and poems I wrote for women. I'm fucking done with it. I'm just gonna, buy a bunch of sex bot females and have sex all day long. Once I retire, once I'm done with, I'm 80 years old and my mental decline started to go down, it's time for a little sexual healing. And see, it all evens out in the end. Some people went to hell, some people went, if anything, some people were born in heaven, beautiful since the start, right? And then you got beautiful, more beautiful, and then the latter days are, well, hell, right? For some of us, we were in hell, we had to climb our way ass out of fucking hell, and we're sometimes still in fucking hell, not until we're older and we finally live the life we want to live, and most people, they tend to, tie their paradise into the future, which to them means money, success, net worth. But you know what? It's like this is all programmed by a matrix to get you to do what they want you to do, right? The world needs billionaires, millionaires, multimillionaires. But you know what? And it's over promoted. It's highly popular because this, of course, they'll make a richer nation. We have people that want to do their best. But, it's never promoted, like me living at home on a check, in my mom's house. And it's good that way. Nobody would want to be me. And since they don't want to be me, they don't know what tricks I have up my sleeve. See, because I'm content. A rich man maybe is content. Maybe he's not content. You know, he has... I'm not dissing all rich men, because I have respect for Trump. I think he's cool. I love his personality, his charisma. You know, he's cool. If I were a rich man, I'd like to be like him. So, yes, you know, but, you know, I think that humans have evolved from animals. And also, if you take into account, like, other religions, like, you know, in Christianity, as I am Christian, you know, you got Adam and Eve, right? I'm not discrediting different stories because I'm not all-knowing, right? They all hold weight, right? So, because one story of evolution says we came from monkeys, and, you know, monkeys came from other creatures as well, other animals, and we're all related in some way. I do believe that horoscopes and animal totems do play a key role. You know, like some people, they idolize the eagle, or, you know, whatever. Anything you put your focus and attention on most of the time, you tend to become a mimic. You know, if you watch Trump all the time, well, you'll become like Trump, right? You have certain people that are your role models, you become more like. So, the reason why I enjoy my life for the most part, even though I don't have the money and I don't have the network, I'm a lone wolf, right? But I'm sorry to say, but the lone wolf is always going to be higher than the sheep. It's true, you know. It's like they can, you know, like if a wolf was a man, you know, I'm not saying that I am a lethal weapon, Mr. Rambo, but my truth, my charisma will cut through them like sharp, right? They'll know that I have something to say, you know. Maybe some won't care, some will, but for the most part, you know, my IQ is 161. I know I am so egotistical. But, you know, it's like, you know, there's pros and cons in any kind of life. And you just got to focus on the gifts you have, right? Because chances are you chose those curses and gifts before you were born, you know? And since I want to be a comedian, well, no wonder why I went through so much shit. To this day, you know, I thought can it get any worse, you know? I don't have money. I can't get hired anywhere. Can it get any worse? Yes, it can, but I'm not going to talk about those. I only talk to the psychologist about that. And then sometimes I've spewed it out into the camera when I'm not taking my meds, like, what the fuck? But, you know, that's the thing about, like, not taking it serious. Being a comedian, you gotta swallow the shit that you went through and have a shit-eating grin. Now, I do want to get back into writing comedy. Right now, this is all improvised, right? There's not really a punchline, or, you know, it's not really clever or here or there or whatever. It's just me trying to improvise and host. It's the main thing. But over time, it could evolve into something much greater. So, yeah, I gotta get back into writing. I've got several projects, but, you know I tend to be scattered. And it's been a while since I've done this, so I'm not used to it. I'm not trying to go woke or speak woke things. God will take care of everything, right? He vindicates me left to right. And I don't have to worry about it. I'm not here to focus on somebody else's lane. Whether it's a woman I love, or, you know, somebody I you know, want to be like, or whatever. I'm here to focus on myself. And, you know, that's what you should do. Because if you focus on yourself and you focus on those that don't have what you have, then you see how blessed you are, right? You cause envy in different ways. And it's not about causing envy. If anything, it's just about you improving yourself in the projects that you do and getting good at it. And who cares whether you get the like or not? You know, some people are concerned like, oh, if you don't get the like, if you don't get the subscribe, that must mean you suck, you know? But the truth is, those that are mainstream, that have, you know, I'm not saying all of them that are mainstream are bad. I'm just saying there's a big chunk that did things to get to where they're at, you know, swore oaths or whatever the fuck, you know, to be a worshipped idol. But those that don't get the like, don't get the respect they want, you know, when you can find enjoyment as a lone wolf, you don't care who's watching really, you know, then you show how strong you really are. And that being said, that's the end of this show, and we will be back later on. I gotta get back into the swing of things. I don't want to be too careful, but maybe I'll do some writing. I don't know what I'm doing next, but I'll keep in touch with you. Yeah. There you have it, folks. Be grateful for the life you have, because you have way more than someone else. There's always something to be grateful for. Chances are you chose it exactly the way you want it. So, peace. Yeah.